name two. I know how long is two. 1, 2.
Literacy program.
Foolishness that. Garbage.
What do you mean garbage?
Garbage. Wait, define literacy program. Define it.
You know, look.
You're a doctor, you know. Listen, my grade 9, I stop go school, you know. Listen me. You're at PhD.
See, we now go debate because I see part of the program. I am not going to debate with you because I came to Perry and I said it to him. You probably weren't here.
Sir,
one at a time, guys. One at a time, guys. Remember,
sir, you were here. May I ask you 2 questions? Name me 2 policies that the Jamaica Labour Party that you said did more for the poor implement that benefit the poor in Jamaica. 2, just 2, 1, 2.
Oh, you mean the art program now benefit the poor?
Art program, listen, art program.
The art program, NIS not benefit the poor and the pension.
Wait, man, let me explain something, you know. The art program is a amalgamation of youth service and all that.
That's propaganda.
And become art.
Commander,
I am saying to you, name me, listen, man, name me 2 policies that the Jamaica Labour Party implement that benefit the masses. Something like as impactful like the NHT. Something as impactful. Listen to me, my brother. Brother, listen to me, brother. Answer the question. Something that is impactful, like land lease. Something that is impactful as equal work for equal pay. Something as impactful as the maternity leave with pay. Just name it 2 of them something. But at PMP policy, me just give you know. More you name it 2. You there, sir, said the jail do more for the poor.
Oh, as the National Insurance Service benefited the poor, sir. It has, hasn't it? It hasn't it?
Right. NIS, yes, one.
To be honest,
one.
Hold on, come
okay.
Hugh, before you continue, you asked Dr. Russell to name you 2 influential and impactful policies that has affected the poor people that has been instituted by the Jamaica Labour Party. I want to learn. I don't know everything. So
student loan, heart, NIS.
Wait, Dr. Russell, why was student loan implemented? It was implemented because Edward Seau cut out the free education that was benefiting the poor.
Again, when you come to the PNP, because I've heard you.
Dr. Russell, can I finish, please? Dr. Russell, can I finish, please?
Perry, anytime the PNP asks this question and you give them what the JP, they say no, it's not no program at PNP.
Dr. Russell, allow me to finish, please.
You can name me 2 programs.
Dr. Russell, man.
Yeah?
Dr. Russell, wait no, Dr. Russell, man. Free education was a policy that benefit the poor, and Edward Seau cut it out and put in cost sharing and student loan. Student loan come into being because of they abolished the free education. General, listen when I say no. Listen when I say you were on here tonight to talk a lot of things. Yes, run with it. The Jamaica Labour Party is the only party that carry 4 tax package to the Jamaican people in 1 year. 1989, 2009. Only party. I'm going to tell you one next thing again too. The first time GCT and electricity was put in place 2009 by the Jamaica Labour Party. 2016, let me finish please.
Who introduced free health care?
Finish please. Can I allow
Who introduced free health care?
I'm fact checking everybody, you know.
Who introduced free health care in public hospitals?
Dr. Russell, let me ask you a question again because Perry is a young man on them. More you name 2 impactful programs like, listen what I say, like the National Housing Trust. Listen me again. Free education. Listen me again. Listen me again.
The National Insurance Scheme. Heart Trust.
Can I finish? Can I finish, please? Can I finish? Let me finish now, please.
Free healthcare was introduced by Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller.
First. And then Bruce going to move it from.
So when you talk about free healthcare, Dr. Russell and his Portia start that.
We're Perry. You know when I tried to Perry? Because he was here a long time. I'm listening again, Perry, because as a young son, I'm here to educate the young people. I want Dr. Russell to name me 2 impactful programs that benefit the masses. I'm going to name 10 of them by the PMP and name it as 2. May I start by saying, listen to me, common entrance. Let me start from first. Universal adult suffrage. Common entrance. Equal pay for equal work. Maternity leave with pay. Free education. NHT. Land lease. He said thing about capital land. Land lease. Land for the landless. That are 6. Just name it 2 something as impactful as those. Please.
I'm gonna go look it up. But what I'm saying, guys, listen, I have the information right here. I don't come here come speak.
Yeah, but Perry.
Healthcare in Jamaica was officially introduced by Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and the People's National Party government
2006.
in 2007 to 2008. So when persons are saying lies, please go and do some research. I don't listen. I thank the Lord, you see, that I was able to be sent to the University of the West Indies and I did a major in political science. And I am not the brightest bulb in the room, but what they taught me was to research. The research here clearly tells us who instituted free healthcare. So I don't want anybody coming here and talking about propaganda and lies. Go and do some research. Research is here. Just go and do the research.
I look for 2 something. When him come back, Perry.
All right, go on talk.
There's a lot of thing more just when not talk about, there's a lot of thing. He was even talking about, you can Google this stuff, Perry. I want you fact check me and debunk me. The Jamaica Labour Party is the only government that carry 4 tax packages in 1 year, that 2009. The last one. Sorry, let me take the call.
4 tax packages. Listen, I like to fact check because I don't know everything. So I found the 4 major tax packages by the JLP, right? But when Hugh comes back, I let him talk. But I'm fact checking him as well, and I'm looking at the tax packages here, the 4 tax packages.
Yes, no, Perry.
Yeah, I found it, but I'll allow you to elaborate. But I found
man. He was the only. This is the only government that carry 4 tax packages in 1 year. The last one was wait now the 31st of December, 1 o'clock in the night, $129 billion tax package, and that is going to happen this year because you see this year when the supplementary budget come out, you have to have a tax package. If you see already, the bus was in the budget, the election spending, when they spend, overspending in the budget, there's a lot of things we have to go. So this is the supplementary budget we have come now. Brace for it. You get me? I say, so what I'm saying to you, this gentleman was saying a lot of things about we, this and the people, this and he's not talking about, because I asked him a question, I just take up from my head top six policies that the PMP did that benefit.
Right, let me kick him until him come back, because I don't know him gone so long. Black King.
Wait, he might do some research and he must do the research because he was here telling all the things and I just tell you 6. And I'm saying, him talk about student, no, the student was implemented after the JLP cut out free education. That cannot be a better program than free education. You understand what I'm saying? Most of the professionals in Jamaica today, that is doctors and all these engineers, those were educated by the country free. In
I
Jamaica
want some
today.
more labor rights to come on, man. Guys, remember, if you're new to the live...
Black King is one. You can make me yield to Black King now.
Like up the live, guys. Share the live. Tonight, we're asking persons, why do they support the JLP? Remember that this week we had the sworn-in ceremony of Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness and his administration, and of course the opposition leader and all of their MPs. I do believe in continuing political conversations as a poli-sci major. Let us not wait until the next 4 years to start these conversations. Let's start the conversations now. So I'm asking Black King tonight, why do you support the JLP?
Good night, Perry. Good night, you Richard.
Yes.
Perry. So
Before you come in, Tahira, tell me all Perry there can debunk all I like me at it. So you say appeal like me tell a while ago.
Fact checking, I'm fact checking.
Continue blocking.
Fact checking, I'm fact checking. Go ahead, blocking. Why do you support JLP?
Perry, listen one second before I get onto that one. Good night.
Night.
So I was down in the box asking if you were Perry Cummings. And the reason why I was asking that question is I've been hearing a lot about you from your little baby until now. I have been friend with your dad before you're born, right up until now. I know you. I came to your house before, and I didn't come up here to have a debate with anyone about anything. I'm done with debate, brother. Jamaica Labour Party won the election, so I don't see why I should be debating. I just come up here to say hi to you. As a member of the, friend of the family, etc., etc. I've been reading a lot about you and seeing the things that you're doing as well, my brother. So, it is not about me come up here to debate about the PMP and the Jamaica Labour Party right now. The Jamaica Labour Party win. I don't see there is no need for me to have that debate. But why I support the Jamaica Labour Party? I support the Jamaica Labour Party because I think the Jamaica Labour Party presents itself as a better party to lead Jamaica, for the people of Jamaica, in terms of their policies that they implement. For me, it is better than what the People's National Party put out. So you're not old enough to remember the 80s or the 90s.
True,
I lived through. Sorry?
Yeah, I was saying I'm young for true.
Yeah, man, I know that. I know that. So I lived through them period. I spent a part of the 90s in Jamaica. I see what the 90s was like. I see what the late 80s, what the 90s was like under the leadership of the People's National Party. Now, I've also seen what the 80s was like under the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party, and the coming up now 2016, 2020, etc. Under the leadership of the Jamaica Labour Party. The policies that put out by the Jamaica Labour Party is more beneficial for the people of Jamaica right now than
you can name them, please, in the tires. Name them.
So that is the reason why I support the Jamaica Labour Party. As I said to you, Richard,
it's not debate. This not debate. It's a discussion.
Me never have no argument. Me not gonna debate about.
No. It's not debate. Black King.
This is not discussion and debate are two different in Black King. We're having a discussion. We're having a discussion. This is not a debate. A debate is when you're rebutting something. I'm just saying. I am putting my facts across. This is not debate now because we are talking about you said in the 80s. When I like to break down the 80s, the 90s, come right down. And they tell you which one of them was better. That made a lie. You see, I lived to the 80s. So you're supposed to be same age. So we're supposed to have the same experience through the 80s and the 90s. And you're telling me that through the 80s was better than the 90s. And that's you're telling me now. As somebody who was 57. When 1980 I was 13. So it's 7 years ago. Okay then. Okay, so we can tell
I've been through a period in my life that I've seen where you and you have seen it as well, where we have to marry. Stuff have to marry. You have to go to one shop.
No, never see it. No, me see you never see it. Me see you never see it. Me see you never see it. That happened in the 70s. No time after that.
What you mean? No time after that?
No time. I think they were married. No time after that. No time after. It never happened in the 90s. I never happened in the 80s. So me don't know what you're talking about.
Mr. Richard.
I am telling you that as a fact.
Mr. Richard.
I mean, I seen it yet.
Let me fact check. What you say? Marrying of what?
Marrying of goods was in the 70s.
Marrying of
nothing.
Remember that I don't remember me young enough, so me have to fact check. I love fact check.
Yes.
Marine of goods.
No marine of good in the 80s and rural worse in the 90s. Never in the 90s. I can't remember. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You see?
In 19...
From 97. We know. Blacking. Let me tell you something, Blacking, because me all on you. The 1st of November 1980, every food come up on the shelf. The election was the 30th of October 1980, and the 1st of November 1980, we couldn't get rice, flour, and sugar the day before. But the first of November 1980, every shelf had rice, flour, and sugar. Although it was stink and weeble and molly, but they were there. Milk and everything.
And that was I did not give you a date to say it happened.
No, but I'm telling you that there was no market in the 80s and 90s. I'm telling you that. So you can't say any good never mind.
But I did not say to you was in the 80s or the 90s. I said I lived through it.
I told you that the 70s. No, I told them the 70s. The response was not that I am crazy.
Okay.
I told them only in the 70s. Not in the 80s and the 90s.
But that was under the leadership of the People's National Party. Am I not correct?
Yes, when the private sector supported Jamaica. So listen the fuck me I tell you. Remember this.
Again.
We're not blacking. This is blacking. We are reason. Blacking.
Yeah, man. We are reason.
We're not blacking. I'm not gonna blacking.
Something done under
blacking.
Because
all right, gentlemen, I found some information. So, timeline or history of marine of goods in Jamaica. It says from the 1970s to the 1980s. For those who don't understand the term marine of goods gained traction during periods of economic hardship, scarcity, and rationing in Jamaica.
Yes, so let me tell you where you go now. Listen this, Perry. Because you're young. The 30th of October 1980 there was an election. The 30th of October, you couldn't get rice, flour, and sugar, and no shelf in Jamaica. But the 1st of November 1980, every single supermarket and corner shop have rice, flour, and sugar. Albeit the rice was moldy and the flour was in weeble. The milk then get rusty and all these things. Before that, you have to buy a pound of flour that's sanitary napkin. So that couldn't be a problem of the government itself. It must have been sabotaged by the CIA and the private sector. Hence, that's why when PJ Patterson come to power in the 90s, PJ Patterson said this will never happen to Jamaica again. The PSOJ was formed in 1976 to counter Michael Manley. So the PJ Patterson said the PA open and sell Jamaica to everybody who wanted. So them now make anybody like a PSO you go on JPS and them finish
Mr. Richard, you see why I said I'm not gonna because
this is not a debate, it's a discussion.
No,
this is not a debate, it's a discussion.
So Blacking, finish tell us why you support JLP then.
Listen one second, Mr. Richard. You see, because you're not gonna attribute the thing under the People's National Party, you're not gonna attribute it to the People's National Party, because here what you're doing, you're blaming the private sector for the marine of stuff. For people cannot get sugar or rice unless they go and buy sanitary napkin, unless they go and buy some. You're not attributing to the party that was in power on the day when that was happening. And I think it's wrong for you not to do that. The party that was in power and
even the circumstances
for you to blame the CIA and saying the CIA did this and the CIA did that.
Blacking, I'm just telling any sensible Jamaican that the day before things were not on the shelf, but the day after the government election things were on the shelf. What a coincidence. That's how I say about it.
When after the Jamaica Labour Party, and it wasn't the day before, as you said, after the Jamaica Labour Party, after the Jamaica Labour Party won the election.
It was the first listen man, there was a shop on Olabro named Green, then call it Deliverance Shop.
How many shipments have good?
Wait no man, blacking. Olabro Road, right across the Brazil factory. We have a green shop out there, painted full green. Them call it Deliverance Shop. The day after election, we go there, we get rice, flour, and sugar. Me, I tell you that.
Alright, so I did some research here, Who is to be blamed for marring of goods in Jamaica? Primary blame lies with individual shopkeepers or business owners who chose to exploit consumers, especially during times of scarcity. These merchants violate the law and consumer rights by forcing bundled purchases, withholding essential items unless consumers or customers comply. So I'm not seeing where any political party was to be blamed for this, based on
so the point I'm making now. The point I'm making. You see after the election and the war, you can Google that. Tons of food was dumped in Jamaica. Ask anybody, see if your father can remember, anybody can remember this. Right across Jamaica, down Riverton, the Hardway, the Grace Kennedy, them dump thousands of food. Rice and flour spoiled because they were paid to keep it to support the Jamaican Mali government. This is a fact. This is no trump up story. But those are the bad. But me I tell you about the good things that happened during those times that smonetized Jamaica. Like as me say, maternity leave with pay, equal pay for equal work, yes, free education, land for the landless, yes, we can rural electricity, rural water program. All of these things were put in place. Trade training center that turned to art. These things were put in place. The NHT is still a benefit Jamaica today.
You're Richard. Land for the landless. Do you think that was a good policy?
Very good policy. As Perry said before, the land for the land, Mike and Malia tried in the 70s. One man, 1 acres and acres of land. And what Mike and Malia did was to distribute land to the children of the slaves who toiled hard for this land. Them the time the people just live in some like a wackle and dab house.
It was a poor. In my opinion, it was a poor policy because when you give someone.
Let me ask one question.
Hang on one second. Hang on, man. I'm listening to you. 1 second.
Let me ask you one question.
Just listen to 1 second, brother. Because me, I listen to you. Just listen 1 second, man.
Go on.
And that's. Yeah, in my opinion, it was a poor policy, and the reason why I said it was a poor policy, you cannot just go out there and distributing land to people. Land that is not yours, you're distributing it to people. But and the ills of it or the mistake of that, what you did is
land, brother. Government.
The people up until today that Michael Manley went out there and issued land with them willy-nilly, did not give them title for it, and up until today they are having problem to secure.
We're in a black.
But just let him 1 second, man.
Hugh, let him finish. Continue.
Up until today, they haven't got a title for the land. They're still having problems acquiring title for that property. Now, how is that possible? Where you're giving people something that you didn't own in the first place, you didn't have in the first place. The land belongs to Jamaica. It belonged to. So how are you gonna give it away? It wasn't Mandela land to give away.
Black King, me can't make you finish. Black King. The government give away land to the people of the country. I mean, you want to the people, then the people.
But it's not.
General Black King.
Who is the land in Jamaica? Who is the land belongs to?
The government, the people. And then give to the people. What kind of stupidness is that, my brother?
This is not stupidness, brother. The land belongs to the crown, which is
the crown is for the government.
But it's not for them to give away, brother. You cannot just give away land like that.
What you have to do with it? What you have to do? Sell it to the people. Make it people them where them family and 4 parents slave for the land. Make them still a slave in a squalor and land their bush up. What kind of foolishness not that, brother? We're not too political, brother. That may I tell you that, brother.
Brother, this is not political. I don't care whether it was JLP or PMP that was doing it.
Let me ask you a question.
If you ever come to my program and listen to me from outset, I do not subscribe to have to free land giveaway to no one at no time.
Blacking, can I ask a question? You subscribe to the solidarity program with the government in the last month for election, give 50,000 people $20,000. You subscribe to that?
Sorry, what was that?
The solidarity program that the government 2 weeks before election give 50,000 people $20,000 when never work for any day them ban and never pay tax. 20,000 them solidarity program. You subscribe to that?
2 weeks before the election that was happening.
Yeah. The solidarity program.
So, hang on 1 second.
People.
Hang on 1 second. Hang on 1 second. When was the solidarity program announced that they're gonna reenact the solidarity program?
From budget, but they never find the money till 2 weeks before election.
Well, I don't know whether it was about finding the money.
May just ask you. Listen,
So,
the
hold on 1
concept.
second. Hold on 1
Let me
second.
ask you. Let me finish asking the question. Let me ask you the question, brother. The concept. No, but the concept of the solidarity. You believe that the solidarity program must give 50,000 people $20,000 when they work? You believe in that?
Okay, so hold on 1 minute.
Yes.
Hold on 1 minute. So put things into context. There were other people, because you only putting it onto the solidarity program. There were other people.
No, but you're saying I believe in land for the landless. That's why I was bringing the solidarity program.
Before the solidarity program started.
No, but
wasn't it?
Even two of them, you believe in that too? If you don't believe in the land for the land, why you believe in the program? Why you give away money?
What do you mean if I don't believe in that? Why I believe in giving away
you
money?
say you don't believe in going to give people land, so why you believe to go and give people money whenever work?
It's not about giving people. What I believe in that is where it come into, if the solidarity program, it was for giving out something to people. And it was going to be 20,000.
What's the difference with giving land? What's the difference giving land to the people?
And it was going to be given to everybody equally.
What is the difference
not just
with
given
giving
to
land to the
JLP
landless?
supporters, it given to everybody equally.
What is the difference with giving the land to the landless?
What do you mean giving land to the landless?
Yes, what's the difference with giving out $20,000 to 50,000 people and giving people who live in a squalor land to go build house and farm? What's the difference with that?
Was the National Food Stamp Program good for the poor? I was on a call.
Before we go
wait.
I want
and then PNP call it path.
All right, so Black King, we wanted to tell us, finish telling us why you support JLP. I'm going to give my official response, and then I'll allow other persons to talk. All right. So Black King.
Before into that, just on the land issue, right? The people, the king, the crown. How did they get the land? They
no, the crown. No, you see, I started the question down there about the crown.
How did they get the land? They pillaged people. Them grape with ancestors. Them do all type of things. Them basically a thief. And you're telling me that a leadership that now leads the country and gives the people the land, that was a bad policy? Isn't it bad
Bolo,
policy?
do you know a place called Windsor Heights?
May I ask a question? Is it a bad policy to steal?
Yes. Do you know a place called Windsor Heights?
So why you support the crown, saying it's crown land, but you don't support the politician that gives it to the people?
What is your understanding of the crown? What is your understanding of the crown, my brother?
No, I'm saying the crown is England. They are the ones. They are the people that enslave the people and all of that, right? Then conquer the lands, then conquer Africa, then do all type of thing. I'm saying
so the state is the crown. The state is the crown, right?
They do.
The
yes,
crown
they do.
is the state. The government.
The state is the crown. So if I say the land belongs to the belongs to the state, or I say it belongs to the crown, or I said it belongs to the government,
it belongs to the people. But the people, it belongs to but you say government shouldn't give people.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
The man on the bottom that because
but Black King, Black King,
you know Windsor Heights?
Yes, yes. Me know. Me answer. Me know Windsor Heights. Also, me know Bakawal.
Yeah.
See if my Windsor Heights, my Bakawal.
Okay,
you know
so
Bakawal?
them just give out the land and it's turning a squatter second.
You know Bakawal? You know Bakawal?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I saved my in Windsor.
I see me age, you know, me grew up in the 70s, so everything we are tell Black King me know about. And some of them not true. Remember that.
Tell me when they are not true. Tell me when they are not true.
Yeah. When you observe the government over goods and the crap we're going, absorb the manly government over the decline in the economy and the chaos.
Dr. Russell.
Keep rewriting on the history. Because history can't be rewritten.
Dr. Russell, you see in PhD with Angela say, right, you have man. Because I can't, a man, we have a PhD, studying thesis, everything attacks are rubbish.
You
so
all you do is go around and rewrite history. Yeah?
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining, We're asking my labor right friends why they support the Jamaican
This man a
Labour
rewrite
Party.
history, absolve the PNP government of their disastrous economic policies of the 70s. They had good social programs in the 70s that the PNP, me and Perry come up and acknowledge that. But the economic policy of the 70s under Manley was disastrous for Jamaica and it destroyed Jamaica. Stop rewrite history.
What was disastrous? What did he do that was disastrous?
Hold on, gentlemen, before we get there, Black King, you finish? Because I don't want to full up here. Black King, you finish?
I will come down. Yeah, man, I can, because the one thing I don't subscribe to is when I'm talking, people talking over me and talking.
Alright, hold on, Black King.
I will come down.
Take a minute or two just to tell us why you support JLP, then we'll continue the conversation. Because I want to give everybody a fair chance to tell us why. I'll respond to you and then we'll move on. So just finish, tell us why you support JLP.
As I said before, and I will say it again, you know, my reason for supporting the Jamaica Labour Party is because the Jamaica Labour Party always provide better leadership for Jamaica. They are, you know, when you look on, when you go through from over the years, from Bustamante to Hugh Shearer, to Edward Seago, to Bruce Golding, to Edward Seago.
Make him finish, no? Make him
from down now to Andrew Olnis. And you compare them with Michael Manley, PJ Patterson, Portia Simpson Miller. And no, you know, there is no comprehension right there when you look at it. So when the work that the Jamaican
comparison or comprehension.
Make him comrade human. Me so respond.
It's all right.
He's coming down. He's gonna go down. You know, just let him.
That's all right, you. When you look at all of those and the work that they put out there, number one, PJ Patterson. When you look at what PJ Patterson did to Jamaica, when you look at what Michael Manley did to Jamaica, why anyone would want to be a PNP when you look at those people to see the work that they put out there, what they done to Jamaica. They crippled Jamaica economy. Michael Manley crippled Jamaica economy with his stupidity that he stand up to America. That was stupidity.
So tell me just let him, guys, we're going to respond to him. Just let him finish. Guys, you have 30 more seconds, Black King, and then we'll answer you.
No, man, go ahead. Go ahead, Perry.
Alright, so you mentioned leadership, and I hear Labour Right supporters, they always misrepresent the Honorable PJ Patterson. It's not fair, and I'm going to respond to it. But you mentioned leadership. If we're going to compare leadership and all of that, I think the Honorable Portia Simpson Miller is probably one of the best prime ministers that Jamaica has ever produced. That's
the only prime minister in a PNP that was for the poor, and they kick her out. Remember that.
You as a Labour Right said that, Doctor
Perry, if you realize when I spoke
was
about
the only
PNP
and
Michael Manley, I didn't even touch and Portia Simpson.
Dr. Russell, you are basically trampling. Hold on, Dr. Russell, you are trampling the point of Black King. I am hailing Portia Simpson Miller, Prime Minister.
No, I thought Portia Simpson had the right intentions for the poor.
Bruce Golding had to step down, Black King.
Because
who could even mention
Bruce Golding stepped down because he was set up by Peter Phillips. What are you talking about, Perry?
Bro, listen, man. They're gonna mention Bustamante, a man that said carrying the Rasta man them dead or alive as the best. What? The biggest violation of human rights in the history of any leadership. Bro, you need to, and call yourself Black King, you should be ashamed of yourself.
Bolo,
you should be ashamed of
talk about eventide home, sir.
Brother,
eventide home.
Whatever they call it when they're talking about shame.
The CIA was responsible for the eventide home.
That
came out in the CIA papers the other day.
You see how they stay, Black King? You see how they stay?
Bolo, or whatever you mean. Bolo.
Dr. Russell, you need to read, sir. The CIA papers admitted that the bomb that they use, the fuel that they use,
Bolo, you should be ashamed of yourself.
You should be ashamed of yourself.
Bolo, you should be the one who ashamed of yourself.
that use that particular flammable stuff
Bolo.
to for the eventide home.
Bolo,
Okay?
you should be ashamed of yourself right now.
Please,
Bolo,
and please fact check me on that. Go and do your reading about that the CIA documents.
Gentlemen,
Please.
let's fact check. What
Eventide home was a stain under the PNP administration.
Bolo.
Home was an action to tear down Michael Manley reputation by Tiaga and CIA. And that's facts.
Bolo,
Everything they say CIA. When you come to blame PNP administration, they say CIA.
Dr. Russell, 2009, there was a doctor, famous doctor, Dr. Thomas, who have to resign from his position because his PhD was fake. I mean, tell God say he one fake.
Yeah. Well, you keep believing, convincing yourself that, yeah?
Guys,
I don't drink your propaganda Kool-Aid.
It says that the cause of the fire was never officially determined. It was covered up. There were theories and allegations of arson, including suggestions that political tensions may have played a role. Some facts cited in support of these claims: telephone lines to the building reportedly cut before the fire, reports of gunmen seen fleeing the premises. Some eyewitness testimonies of political figures at the time hinted at political. I'm not finding any.
It was covered up, and the PNP determined that everything is CIA.
Perry.
That information you're reading is the old information. I'm talking about
Google
the CIA documents that actually released less than a year ago. That's what
Perry.
Yeah.
Perry, you see these two people? Every problem under the PNP CIA.
No.
CIA.
The
CIA respond to the Eventide fire. That's typing it. CIA responds to the Eventide fire. Eventide won't fire.
Just Google that because they don't want this to come out. They don't want this to come out.
It was under the PNP failure, their administration.
Who was responsible for the Coral?
All the people responsible
for the Coral Garden massacre?
Who was responsible for the Coral Garden massacre?
The master CIA.
Bustamante.
The CIA responsible for it.
One of the best leadership. Bustamante can't walk in and nobody shooting a PNP. None.
Bustamante say education can't eat.
Who was responsible for the massacre in
Bustamante?
I'm looking for the thing. Hold on.
Bustamante say I rather blind if no kill a Rastaman and him blind before he dead.
And so Bustamante responsible, but Manley PNP no responsible for a CIA.
You see, you guys
it's not a debate. The CIA actually put out those documents. It is not a debate.
I don't want to just find any. I'm looking at a data. I want
to Eventide home where the old people perished was a failure of the government in power. So much so that they buried the document. Until now, you don't see an investigation happen. I wonder why.
That point of duty, bro, to find that particular CIA release.
Bolo, Donald Trump declassified that report.
Yes, I don't know what Dr. Keith is talking about.
It's not Dr. Keith, it's Keith Russell. A field of bogus PhD.
I found a CIA. Well, let me scroll and see.
Wow,
one talk. I'm looking.
You Richard, the election finished. Stop get too personal with people.
I'm not talking about election, bro.
If the man have a doctorate.
Look,
I
hear you on other debates. That's how he does.
And it seems like we have a problem
to me.
with Dr. Andrew.
Me hear him deal with other people. He's kind to me. That's why I ignore him.
You Richard,
have a sense.
as well.
He just go after people personally when he's losing an argument.
Stop it.
Guys, hold on, guys. We're going to keep the. You realize I don't disrespect people when we.
Yeah,
talk.
man. Let him keep
Me and Perry is here, and this man. I saw him when they go over the live. Them him just disrespect.
Dr. Russell now offended and Black King I offended. Black King I know you me attack though. Dr. Russell.
Me no say no me attack, man. But
me not offend because me was so I saw him chat.
Dr. Russell. Dr. Russell not say anything. Dr. Russell not say anything. You should leave.
Mr. You want it to keep clean.
It clean between Dr. Russell clean.
This argument about the PMP saying that them win the election, the people are saying that because of what they experienced. I heard Dr. Key also come up here talking about his experience. So everybody want to to devalue everybody else's experience on election day, where persons didn't get to vote after 5 o'clock. Persons, there was suppression, there was intimidation, and all of these things. And the situation with Andrew Warner's seat, oh my God, I cannot wait for that to go to court. There were so much things that happened. So much people have called me that live in the area. That has to be rerun because he definitely did not win that seat. But God had time.
I won't say anything until the
So I think you should. I think you should. You
we
know,
got to another conspiracy theory again.
You guys
but it kind of, Dr. Russell, it's kind of unfair to call it a conspiracy.
It's not a conspiracy.
The courts will reveal all, and we can come back and have another conversation.
I mean, you guys, I am not gonna...
The amount of theories I hear online, I'm telling you, I'm scratch my head.
Why was it alleged that those boxes in that seat for Andrew Ones reached the counting station last out of everywhere else, and it there, what, 300 meters or 300 yards from the counting station?
You know the irony of this conversation.
You know what the lawyer, you know what the
irony of this conversation,
Hold on, Mr. Black King, let me talk. Because you say, no, you don't want anybody cut you out. Just give me a second, let me say this. You know what the lawyer asked the people, the officials about it, you know what they said? The person was sick. That's on record. The person was sick. That's not conspiracy. What
Bolo,
kind of
you know them
Bolo,
own turncoat.
You wasn't there, Bolo. You
them
move
own
out here
turncoat
saying no,
blogger
brother.
Andre Stephen.
I would
support them. Come and say, tap the lie about Prime Minister seat. It done. He makes for him tell them and then quiet, but then still not have to spin it.
Respect to
you know the irony of all this is. You know what the irony of all this is?
But I have my own mind and I've seen.
Man, second of Bolo, man. You talk already, you know.
Understand?
You know the irony of all this. You know what it is? There are marginal seats out there that the People's National Party lose by say 12, and by of the lower numbers than what you know in the Prime Minister constituency. And you like sit down and having an argument about someone who won by over 2,000 or 3,000 votes. You like sit down and having an argument about,
you know why that
don't
is?
You go for the
It's
marginal
about what
them own Jamaica.
It's about what they can prove in court, sir. It's what they can prove in court.
Oh, let me talk no man, and then you can come back in, brother. If you look at it over the years, in 2016, what was the margin for the Prime Minister in 2016? In 2020, what was the margin? What difference it is been between them time and now in terms of numbers? Why you like running around with some false stupidness right now? Why?
That's your opinion, sir. That's your opinion.
Gentlemen, that's why I am of the belief we should wait until it reach court and we hear what happened. We can't call it a conspiracy theory. We can't call it stupidness because Paul Buchanan is within his right to.
But we can't also call it cheating as well, Perry.
No, I'm not calling that. I'm not calling.
Who said that?
I'm not.
Who said it was cheating?
Either. Nobody said
Who
that.
said it was cheating?
I'm just saying, let the law take its course. If Paul Buchanan believes that he was robbed in the election, that some inconsistency happened or some irregularity.
Someone said they were robbed. Isn't that someone saying it was cheating?
But then Paul Buchanan is within his right to, based on the evidence that he has Black King. You have to wait until him do. You can't.
You don't know what
discredit the man's lived reality. That's what I'm saying. You understand? I don't like when labor rights call everything propaganda. It's based on what the man experienced.
They are very dismissive.
In 2016,
corruption does not happen.
2016, what was the number? You're someone who have a computer in front of you and you do your research and you do your check. In 2016, what was the margin that the Jamaica Andrew Holness won by? And the same.
Sir, this is an isolated incident. This is 2025. That's an asinine point to make. This is what I'm talking about. You guys keep making these points don't make no sense. We're talking about 2020.
I asked Perry to do the check. Me never ask you come in. You're not gonna
what
check
happened on election day 2025.
There is a reason why I asked the question.
No, but no, it doesn't matter if we're talking about 2025. 2025, what happened on the day in that particular area? I have done many research. A lot of people from that constituency. A lot of people in that constituency have reached out.
Bolo, were you there on the day?
One of the ladies, her dead mother was on the voters list, and she actually okay at our court. Why is her mother on the voters list and her mother dead from 2014? So what we are saying,
I believe the entire system. No, we must agree on this. I'm not seeing Dr. Russell probably gone. We have to agree that there needs to be some update to the entire system of the electorate, because too many complaints are out there regarding people who have been unalived, persons who have been deceased. They're on the lists, and I cannot imagine that I blame our superiors, because something like this should have never happened. We knew that the election was going to be close somewhat. We understood that passions are going to be out there. We should have ensured that all of these things were sorted out. The list should have been updated. And that's one of the reasons why we have these problems.
And 1 second. The EOJ is so unprepared for election. That is another thing. But just make a small point, brother.
The man was speaking to me. I have to give me a chance for you to respond.
Just make a small point. You could have made the point already, you know. I could have made the point already. The EOJ is so unprepared for a real general election. Suppose 80% of the voters came out. That's my point.
All right. So, and I will say this. The EOJ came out and make a statement and said their papers, all the papers was up to date. There was no issue with their papers. And just as what you said now about the court, leave that constituency and let the court do it, the EOJ came out and said there is no issue with their paperwork. So the statement that you made there, isn't it a bit hypocritical to make them statement then? If the EOJ came out and said, boy, there is nothing wrong with their paper, and then we gonna be leaving one part, leave the court, leave everything to the court and let the court determine it. Let the court come out and say, you know what, the paper that you guys have, because at the moment we're working off hearsay. Bolo said someone make phone call and said they've got dead parents on it. We hear a lot. We hear a lot. I was in Mark Golden constituency. You know, I was in Garden constituency on election day. I was in Desmond Mackenzie constituency on election day. I witnessed a lot of stuff that go on in this constituency.
Boy, Bolo, based on some information here, we have to admit, yes, EOJ can say one thing, but they are going to be always left up to scrutiny. There are possibly areas of unpreparedness here, outdated voter lists. There are instances where the voters list was not fully updated, leading to issues at polling stations, dead voters remaining on the roll, or newly eligible voters not registered in time, technological challenges, delays in implementing or upgrading electronic systems, technical glitches during vote tallying or biometric registration, logistical issues, late arrival of election materials to polling stations, insufficient staffing at some poll, and I could go on and on here. So I understand if EOJ wants to come out and say something, but you know, other persons, third parties are saying, listen, EOJ, you say one thing, but there is a need for you to upgrade your systems. There needs to be some improvement, because a lot of persons are complaining about the inefficiencies of EOJ.
And I would agree with you.
One question to you, Perry. In terms of the EOJ, right? When was the last time we had a consensus done? I would agree
with you to say if there's an issue, the issue need to look at, and if it needs to be remedied, then it needs to remedy.
Yeah, we need to remedy. I think there needs to be a national call on both sides. This is not a PMP or JLP thing. I think both political parties, they need to agree on some form of reform where the EOJ is concerned. I think there needs to be better preparedness for general elections, because some of these conversations, we wouldn't be having them if the systems were just, you know,
open discussion. Can I tell you?
You know what would help? We need the EOJ out of the office of the Prime Minister. It needs to be an independent entity.
I heard that as well. I heard that would help.
But and you know what, Bolo, the same can be said in a Bolo about the same can be said about Dayton Campbell came out days before the election and put out statement that he purchased lamps and give to all his workers, when he well and know that statement that he came out and make was incorrect, because he did not go out and spend money and buy lamp and give to his workers. It was the EOJ money that spent and buy lamp for and buy the lamps.
All right, gentlemen, we're going to be adding some. No, Maestro, you wanted to say something. No, my question is, why do you support JLP? For those who are just joining, we're talking about, I believe in continuing these conversations. Politics is an everyday thing. We just had the swearing in of our Prime Minister and the other officials. Why do you support the JLP? Let's go. Maestro, tell us.
All right, personally, I support the Jamaica Labour Party because I started to follow the politics and understand politics. I would have been able to understand what the Jamaica Labour Party wants to do for this country. And I would have seen and I would have experienced the governance of the People's National Party. And in my opinion, I don't think they would have walked the walk that they talk in terms of building this country, managing this country, making this country someplace better. They talk a lot of talk, but when it comes down to actually doing anything, they find a lot of excuses and a lot of reasons. Also, and to put it into context, what I mean, and we are here elaborating on histories of the past, to which I will ascribe that we have to understand our past in order to get a better understanding of what our present is and where we want to go in the future. I say that to say this, and I always ask people, put it into context, and I like when I join this conversation, I keep hearing you using the term context. So listen, let's put it into context. What the history will show, irrespective of what PNP would have done, what JLP would have done. What the history will show is that the Jamaica Labour Party at all times have always been the party to come and try to rescue this country. The Jamaica Labour Party would have been the party, would have achieved government. And every time they achieve government, the country would have been in tatters. And history will be there. Another thing I always ask people to put into context. In the present, as we are, 2016, this Jamaica Labour Party government takes over this country. They have not added any new taxes to the backs of the people. In fact, they would have reduced taxes in some areas and in other areas remove taxes. Now, I ask people to think about this in the simplest of form. If in 2015, under whatever taxation that existed, that the PNP would have put on, let's first say that tax amount to $1,000. This government has not added a new tax to increase that, so to speak. So they have $1,000 to spend on the country and the economy. That's what the PNP had up to 2015. Now, the Jamaica Labour Party has taken that $1,000 and whatever tax things that are there and whatever tax revenue that is coming, the Labour Party in the last 9 years would have done so many things within that 9 years with that same tax revenue base or even less. My question is, why couldn't it have happened under the People's National Party? Why, when the People's National Party was in government from 1989 to 2007, why is it that we always keep hearing that the government cannot afford to do this? Public sector workers had to endure years of wage freezes, yet still they had a government who year after year, year and year keep adding new tax. since 2016 to present, this government not adding a single dollar as a new tax to the people could have given the public sector the largest rate increase that Jamaicans have ever seen. Could have managed to do so much in building out the infrastructure of this country. Roads, water. We have never seen a government in the history of Jamaica within a one-term period would have created new water supplies for people who did not have water, never had water. Housing. Yes, whilst we had the NHC and all these things, but in Jamaica, we find the new social housing program doing much more for the people than any other housing program that the People's National Party has ever come with. They tried Operation Pride. That's a big failure. Right? The government lost. What happened to all these major capital projects that this government going? You never hear of a cost overrun. It has never been. Right? Why back then? There has always been the talk of cost overrun. Excuses has to be given as to why is it no X as against Y. You understand me? So when there is no argument and facts is there, you can research it. It always shows that the economy of Jamaica was always moving in a positive trajectory whenever the Jamaica Labour Party is in government.
Real talk.
All right. Thank you, Maestro. Let me respond to you. All right. So there are a few things I heard you said, and thank you for joining in. You mentioned the Jamaica Labour Party always being the savior of Jamaica as relates to the economy. But here I'm seeing, based on research, while the JLP has often focused on macroeconomic stability, critics argue it has prioritized foreign investors and tourism over the poor and working class, which goes back to our points, whether or not the JLP is really for the poor. They failed to address deep-rooted inequality, especially in inner city communities. Despite what this administration tends to communicate, job growth has often been in low-wage sectors with limited long-term impact. I can mention something else regarding the
don't go too fast yet. Let me agree to disagree with what you're saying. And if we understand economics and if we understand governance, whatever the government is able to do is dependent on the state of the economy. The state of the economy, in order for the economy to really and truly offer tangible change in poor people's life, we have to have an economy that can afford it. Therefore, the Jamaica Labour Party, which 1980 to 1989 had 9 years to build back the economy of Jamaica. Therefore, they were trying to build a foundation so that then the government can do more for the poorer class of people. They have never gotten a third term. The People's National Party would have had 3 terms, 4 terms it may be, from 1989 to 2007. But yet still, the economy has never, people will want to say that poor people, yes, benefit. Because what they did is to use the NIR, as well anti-favor will call it, the red money, to give handouts to the people that only last them for a day or two, a moment. What the Jamaica Labour Party sets out to do is to ensure that the economy is in a position that it can, one, create jobs, that a person can access jobs so they can feed themselves.
Can I respond to you now, please? I want to respond. I've been going long. I want to respond to you. Please, let's give you a chance to respond.
I have sat and I listened for quite a long while.
You have been talking 11 minutes now, sir, and I want to 11 minutes you have been talking.
All right, go ahead, Richard.
First of all, I will debunk. 2017, Alisha implemented $31 billion tax on the Jamaican people. Do your research, sir. Don't come and talk foolish. Do your research.
Could you name that tax?
Do your research.
No. You are saying to me, and I'm not saying,
It's starting now, right?
Hold on.
So we're starting a debate now.
Let me finish. $31 billion tax package was implemented on the Jamaican people.
No, man, Richard, I'm asking a question. Is it a debate starting now? Because this wasn't meant to be a debate. The man asked a question.
We're having a discussion.
But earlier, you Richard, hang on 1 second. You said when it comes, we're gonna talk about debunking. Him come and start saying debunking. He come to debunk. So we starting a debate now. Is that right?
No, debunk. Mash down the lies. I'm tell you. $31 billion tax package was implemented on Jamaican people.
Richard, the third one, one of four. It's four tax packages in carrying of the year.
Yes, and what he did is he implement 12 new items on the GCT list. 12 new items. That is added tax. 12 new items, including 15% in JPS in thing there. Yeah? So don't talk about it. The government itself say after 8 years no new tax. So what about the next year? This year the government said 8 years new tax. You must do research for that. When Siaga left government in 1989, the country was broke. When Bruce Goldstein left this country 2011, 2012, the country was in a mess. Nobody wanted to see this country. Peter Phillips and Fosha Simpson had to put things in place. You see what Andrew did, he had to do it because it was legislative for him to do it. They put things in place and EPAC was put there to monitor the fiscal discipline of the country with Keith Duncan and the chair. They were being monitored so they couldn't go cycle off track. People must come and talk and tap with the red, green and the high, brother. And stop misleading people.
Mr. Richard,
that's actually true, Maestro.
I think I reserve the right to respond to you because you came on to say you're debunking me. And if you see, this is a problem I have with my PNP colleagues. It is okay for them to say things in a particular context and claim it to be right. But when the Jamaica Labour Party would have said it, it is wrong. Now the PNP keeps saying this thing here about what is happening now is as a result of Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson Miller. The Prime Minister would have alluded to the fact that yes, Portia Simpson Miller as Prime Minister and Peter Phillips would have contributed to the progress we are seeing now. Because, and let me tell you now, just like the Prime Minister said, Uno a claim jacket. Because the fiscal responsibility that was put into law was done in the 2007 to 2011 governance under Bruce Orrick.
That's a lie. That's a lie.
Richard, make him finish. Richard, make him finish. Can I adjust it? Please, make him finish.
You can research that. And what not only that he did, but Bruce Gordon was the one who literally come and put an end to this ever recycling habit of if it was started by us, we now finish it. And as such, a lot of government resources used to go to waste because anything the JLP started when the PNP come, them say no, it's not good. And them stop.
Bruce Gordon
was the one who ensured.
Big remember Kirk upon that, please. Remember Kirk. You remember
Mr.
Siaga said 1990. Remember Kirk upon that for your move, no? You remember Mr. Siaga said 1990. You know, walk like me and want to talk like me. Because when Mike and Mali never changed anything. Mike and Mali continue and him just say, you know, walk like him change it when him change in listen me. 1970s when he come in change and stop bill always to bill and something. When Michael Malley come to power 1989, Michael Malley continue on some of the things women I do and him say, you know, want walk like me and talk like me. Continue.
You Richard, the point I'm making is, and if you notice the point I made.
The point you're making is just
listen, I hear you, sir. I hear you, sir, and I know you hear me, but what you do, you answer out of context. What used to happen then, it was a decision that left over to the
Only under
leadership.
Edward Seaga
I was talking, I
1980.
want to interject. It's not
Only
giving
under
everybody
Edward
a
Seaga
chance to talk.
1980.
I was talking, I
Nobody
interject and give a
else.
chance. It's not giving
You know,
everybody
so
a chance to talk.
Richard didn't really get no chance to talk for true. Richard,
Man, in think what I'm not trying to. All right, I'm saying this. Him say the fiscal policy. You know why we have to follow that? Because the debacle where Bruce Goldings and Al Shah create within their 5 years, we had to go by it because IMF said the rules have to go because we have a big operation to make them, right? The tax package that they talk about, I want to ask, did Anjo have any they review the tax system and have a different. This is the same tax system where people have them collect money, and this government collect most tax from Jamaican people more than any other government. And they come about tax, and this is the same tax system they using that PNP put in place. So that's
Sir,
no
sir,
argument.
hold on.
That's no argument.
You see, hold on.
Brother, not chance that.
We're having a discussion. Hold on, we're having a discussion. Hold on, no man. Hold on, we're having a discussion.
Brother, let me finish, brother. Make finish, brother.
Maestro, make him finish.
Because you come with the foolishness that about this country, regardless everything, this country was plunged when nobody wanted to see us after 2011. No international agency, no World Bank, no IDB, nobody that wanted to see us. We have to use Congressman Clark to lobby these institutions, beg them to look at Jamaica again. And when we did, we have to follow their rules, right? And the same rules Andrew have to follow. The same thing, right? And this man come and say PMP no contribute.
So the PMP was in power from 1989 up until 2000.
Brother, yes, 1999, and PMP do anything.
You come and talking about 2011. So you're saying.
Let me finish one more thing. When you want to build a country, say it has to be an educated country. The government, the PMP government, at project revolutionized the telecommunication system, they revolutionized the transport system, and they revolutionized the road network. If you want to build a country, you have to move goods and service, you have to communicate, right? You have to move. And the PMP revolutionized that, and that is how a country move forward.
PMP revolutionized what?
And trust me, look where education is now. Look where education is. A dumb station cannot move forward.
Perry, what did PMP revolutionize when it comes to transportation?
Hold on, Richard. The telecommunications, we have to give credit to PMP for that. That's one of the major accomplishments of the People's National Party. And even JUTC, all of these things are implemented by PMP.
Education, transportation,
JUTC was just a change of name, brother.
Black King.
JUTC was just a change of name.
Black King. Don't talk stupidness. 98 that it was not a bus service in Perth. It was never a bus service. JOS come out and it would see I go sell it out to private people. That can't be a change of name, brother.
JUTC was just a change of name. Whether you guys like to know it,
let me say something, man. I don't need to listen. Richard, big a second there. Maestro says something. 2009, when the JLP got towards the IMF, them write into law the Fiscal Responsibility Program. Yes, I them write it into law. So when they write into law, them say what they want to do, all of them something them all obey by this Fiscal Responsibility Act, everything. So the IMF say, wow, this is brilliant. IMF give them $2.5 billion up front and give them a streamline a objective to pass. The only one them pass was the debt exchange. Them pass that one. Them fail every other one. However, 2013, the same fiscal responsibility where one of brag say Bruce going put in, which is yes, it was amended and make it 2-time order under the PMP. Because the IMF said, listen, me go on money up front first. I want to take you on the garbage, I want to pass a test. You know what I do with here now? You have to pass them quarterly a test before you draw down $1. So every time the PMP pass a quarterly test, then they get them draw down. Before that, the JLP get it up front. No, it was harder. We have to pass the test before we get the drawdown. Bruce Andrew Holness, Ardeshah, said then, and I quote, the PMP only a pass IMF test and not passing the people test. How on earth now they are celebrating this economy based on the fact of those tests that the PMP had passed when them said they will pass the MF test and fail the people's test. More when I leave with them, I justify it for me, please.
No, you see, I want to ask a question in relation to that. Because I'm trying to understand.
I just the point. Answer the question. Let me just ask.
Hold on. Mr. Richard, if you listen to me, you will get your answer. Okay? And long time we haven't spoke, Mr. Richard. It's been a while. Yes. Perry, Mr. Richards and I, we going back a long way. And he's supposed to buy me a couple of beers because I happen to won over Angel on my side. But the question I want to ask, you see, Perry, let me tell you something. Me as a laborer, I'm a Jamaican first. And I support the Jamaican. To appreciate and hope that whoever is put at the helm of this country do right by Jamaicans. And as a result of that, in my opinion, I believe the Jamaica Labour Party has always been the party that does right, in my opinion. So that's my belief.
No,
however,
Maestro.
like I said, that's my belief as a laborer.
Bias. That's
or whatever you want to call it. That's what you call it. I have my reasons why. But the question I want to ask, and the question I want to reason with my comrade friends, is that, okay, so Bruce Golding write this rule of fiscal responsibility into law. Fine? Portia Simpson Miller, who come after Bruce Golding along with Peter Phillips, like you said, amended it. So it is there to be done. So they had that fiscal rule operating under. Now, Andrew Holness is operating under the same thing. Am I to understand that because whatever it is that Andrew Holness and his cabinet has done, are you trying to say it's Peter Phillips and Portia Simpson Miller still doing it? No. No. Because the rules, the rules in and of itself. Let me talk now. Mr. Richards, I know what you're doing. No, Mr. Richards, remember, long time we have this video, I know what you're doing.
No, but you're misquoting.
No, the point I'm trying to make is, the point I'm trying to make is, to everybody we have in discussion, we're talking about what's happening in our country today. And in the context of what we're seeing happening, the question we are asking, because guess what? Going to the elections, or any elections, what is there before you? What is before you is the work of the government, the present government, who is seeking re-election, and an opposition who is asking to be given a chance to do the job. Now, what the electorate has to look at is, one, the track records of both.
No, but what your point?
Parties. The point I'm making is, sir. The point I'm making is, sir. The point me I make is, when you look at the People's National Party, and this is why we ever hear you comrades come back. Hold on, no, Mr. Richards.
No, don't take
This is why you comrades ever come back in any conversation in today's day about Jamaica's economy. Hold on, no, Mr. Richards, let me finish.
Don't tell everyone and finish because you mislead the people.
What you mean? But we don't finish that, bro.
No, because
just like when Mr. Richards
no, but you deviate from what we are saying. You deviate from what you
don't do that.
That's the way I say.
No, you feel I was talking,
the physical rules. We are talking about the physical rules you're going to have.
The physical rules, what we are saying is, the point is, it's like a damn football game. The football game have its rule. But which team wins is the one who does better within the conference.
That's not the point.
Gentlemen,
Maestro, that's not the point.
It's a bit disingenuous, Maestro. Because
exactly.
Way. If there's a wheel spinning, right? If there's a wheel spinning, I spun the wheel, me leave the wheel a spin, and the wheel a spin good. And you, Maestro, come and start spin the wheel, and the wheel spin good. But a base power me do first. Why you are doing good at the wheel? It is disingenuous to disregard me. What is this?
But then Perry, if you're gonna use that, then it is disingenuous because this fiscal rule was not invented by you. This spinning wheel was not invented by the PNP.
But
So that's what I'm saying.
Maestro,
The two parties can take credit. So at the end of the day, the effectiveness of working within the fiscal rules and at the same time achieving for the people, you have to now give it to the government of the day.
Did Dr. Holness inherited a bad government?
A bad economy.
Yes.
He inherited a bad economy.
We inherited a country. Hold on. Okay, let's talk about this. Let's talk about it now. What did he inherit? What did the government inherit? Hold on, Mr. Richard. Mr. Richard, hold on. What did Andrew Holness inherit in 2016?
No, let me tell you where he
inherited. Hold on, Mr. Answer a question with Perry. Just hold on, Mr. Richard. No. What did Andrew Holness inherit?
I will answer the question. May I tell you where he inherit?
No. Mr. Perry attack. So you have to let me. No, you don't answer. Me ask the question.
Comrade Hugh.
Me ask the question, not you. You feel answer. Me ask the question. What did Andrew Holness inherit in 2016?
An economy that was going under.
Yes, a bad economy. An economy that had GDP at 113%. An economy that had a crime rate of over 1,000 people. An economy that the inflation rate was way up there. An economy where poverty rate was 13%. An economy where unemployment was way up there. What happened since?
Give me a minute or worse.
Oh, no, Maestro, no.
What happened since?
No other Prime Minister have accumulated so much murder in 10 years. And Bolo is the first Prime Minister that accumulated the amount of murder. No Prime Minister in this Jamaica. No Prime Minister.
Richard, don't come here with your bullshit. Don't come here because under the PNP, it's under the People's National Party, Jamaica. The murder.
No other Prime Minister.
You don't mute him. Because when he came, you don't mute him. Don't do that.
May I mute myself? May I mute everybody? May I say something? Guys, remember, this platform is a platform where I have a mixed viewership. I am Perry in Christ. I am a Christian first before I am a comrade. So certain words you cannot use over here. Alright, that's all I'm saying.
Man, you know what the man is that? What I'm saying is if you do research in
my apologies. Mr. Richards. I created Listen, you said no a while ago when I was speaking, you said you interject me to say you're the donkey. No, you have said something with
give me a chance, brother.
Give me a chance, brother.
Give me a chance,
you hold on. No. You will not say that and get away with it. You will not say that and get away with it. I will not allow that. It is under the People's National Party that Jamaica was labeled the murder capital of the world.
And 9 years, you see? That is 9 years. And 9 years, you see? Any PMP government and 10 years. The last one. And a PJ Passer. And 9 years for him, Andrew, more murders took place and Andrew 9 years more than 10 years. Check it out,
I was going to say, Richards, that the crime rate went up, Maestro, under this administration. So you can't make it seem as if nothing bad never happened under.
Hold on. There was a spike in the crime rate. Why was it?
Yes, there was.
Why was it? And when was it? Why was it and when was it?
2023, up to 2021.
Why was that spike in the crime rate? And
up to 2021, Maestro. Check it. Go and check it.
It was because the crime rate went up at that point in time when the opposition failed to agree and take us to court to stop using it. Crime rate went up.
Can I?
Perry, this is all JP support that's
research it. No. Research it, Perry. Research it. He asked him when was it?
Maestro.
And look for
Maestro. Maestro, listen me good, please.
No, Maestro.
Please. The last 3 years, the crime rate have gone down. And that was the only 3 years Andrew was administered with oversight emergency. Let me repeat again before you come in. In the last 3 years, the crime rate have been going down. The murders have been going down. And those are the only 3 years under Andrew Holness administration where we don't have a state of emergency. What kind of foolish you not, brother? I'm just the economy part of it. Because we're not talking about it. Listen to me. 2007, when the JP come to power, after 18 years, the debt to GDP was 115%. the NIR was $2.7 billion. The poverty rate was 9%. Unemployment was 9%.
What?
Yeah? The debt was $936 billion. Inflation was 4%. Fast forward to 2011 when I leave office. The debt to GDP moved from 115 to 148. You listen this? You listen? The NIR moved from 2.7 to 1.8 billion dollars. The debt moved from $936 billion to $1.7 billion in 4 years. Unemployment moved to 30%. Inflation moved to 28%. May I go back now to 2016 when the PNP leave that. The PNP leave the debt to GDP at 122%, coming from 148. The unemployment 13%, coming from 28%. Poverty rate 11%, coming from double the 28%. These are where Andrew Holness get. So much so that when Andrew Holness come to power, they promised to grow the country 5% in 4 years. If you didn't see a crash economy, you could not immediately come to government and promise to grow the country 5% in 4 years.
Yeah,
Maestro,
Maestro,
you need to follow numbers and stop talk rubbish, brother.
Don't make it seem as if Dr. Holness inherited an economy that was
exactly
on the ground. That's not true. And I believe even
Maestro,
Maestro,
Maestro, you see, I take me like a time on my talk. And so you need to take a time and talk that we can understand. I know why we are.
Yeah, I think it's unreasonable to make it seem as if we inherited a crashing economy and things were so bad. No.
Yeah, that was one of the points I wanted to
talk. Like Maestro, when the Maestro then come load up and then talk and then cost. Just talk as clear as when me say. And get no man, every JLP in the comment I write your line, I beg Perry to fact check every number me get a while.
I've been fact checking it right here. It's not lying, I tell you. As a matter of fact, there was in PMP 2012 to 2015, there were 1,129 murders. You see, under JLP 2016 to 2023, it was 1,416. So again, we cannot make it seem as if JLP had no spikes, no increase in none of these things. I wanted to mention some of the things that even happened under JLP that a lot of persons criticize the JLP for. If you want to talk about the Tivoli excursion, you want to talk about even the perception of corruption, labor rights, we have to agree that there is a perception of corruption with this administration. It has caused a lack of trust between the people and the state. One of the reasons why a lot of Jamaicans have a problem with this current administration, it's because of the perception of corruption. Too many scandals, too many.
It has affected us globally.
Before I come in, I'm going to leave because
Maestro, may I listen to you for 25 minutes at all?
Well, I know, bro. Then what I know, me just say me on the platform.
Maestro, in a Jesus name,
let me make one point on it.
Maestro, you can't take over the man program. Maestro, wait now. Maestro, please, sir. I've been listening to you for 35 minutes. I take over the program.
Bolo, he said he was leaving. Bolo, he said he was leaving.
That's how I want to say. But me want to make a point. But Mr. Bolo don't want to make a point. So guess what? Have a good night. I will be listening.
Run from the argument. Go on. Come up here now. Run from the argument. Go on, man.
Thank you, Maestro. Pick up yourself.
What I know, Bolo. Let me tell you something. You Richards know, and when I say I am driving, you Richards understand because you Richards know the job that I do.
No, so Maestro, I trouble you, man. I trouble you. Blessings, Maestro. Another time. Blessings.
Hey, I think you might make the point. Because I mute the mic, you know. But anyway, he make a point earlier about the laws that, you know, the fiscal laws that the JLP put in place, that is Bruce Golding. My point is this. If you made the laws and didn't follow them, how can you claim the law when the PMP had to, one, follow the law more strictly and amend it? He changed it. So there was some adjustments. So there's no way you can still claim that same law that you did not follow, that the PMP had to amend and follow strictly. The PMP is now the father or the mother of that particular law because they had to amend it and they had to follow through in that 4 years to make sure. I mean, every 3 months, like the brother said, that's facts. Because I read the IMF document, they actually had a whole report about it. The people need to read. Like, seriously. And then the other point that he made about you cannot inherit a bad economy and then was promising us growth and prosperity and 5 in 4 years. Like 5% in 4 years. No, brother. We need to stop it and we need to give Portia Simpson Miller and her administration the credit that she deserves. Stop lying. Just stop lying. The facts are there. Read. Stop it. It is unbecoming on our big people. Just stop it. I don't like it, brother. Stop tell lie. Please. That more I say.
One more thing is it was one thing again. They keep saying corruption. When you mention corruption, listen me know. Andrew Wallace came 26 and said he's a new face of politics. He's young and he's vibrant and he's gonna change a lot of things. When you mention corruption, right? They say PMP should do it. So tell me now, if there was corruption in PMP and you had a chance to fix it, shouldn't you say to me, say, PMP should do it? What is your job? As a president of the administration, what is your job? You come and back and say, PMP should do it. Don't tell me that. Tell me what you want to do about it.
Gentlemen, thank you so much, Richard. Guys, we're going to have another session very, very soon. I'm going to be wrapping up the live in a bit. But gentlemen, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Perry. Thank you for having me. Thank you for having me.
Man, blessings, Richard, Bolo, Comrade, you.